How high should you be holding your hands? There are so many different positions that we can have those arms when we're getting ready to spar, but we don't always get a proper breakdown of the advantages and disadvantages of all the different heights. So I'm going to take you through the different heights, the different guards, and hopefully help you figure out exactly where you want to place these. If you are still in the process of trying to determine what hand height is the best for you when it comes to sparring, you're still in the process of developing your own style. And to do that even better and even further, really ramp up that progression, I suggest you head over to Strike Ready Combat, where you can take one of my 3 courses, offense, defense, or takedown, all of which are going to skyrocket your skill levels very quickly. 20 plus videos for each course, plus live calls that were recorded where everybody who was taking the course as it was happening were coming with fantastic questions. StrikeReadyCombat.com, link down below. Now, when we are thinking about the hand positions, very often a coach is going to teach us on the first couple days to have your hands in front at this height. That's just kind of a common thing, right? You take a step forward, you bend your knees, you bring your hands up so your elbows are still protecting your body and your hands are in front. But this is very limited information, and what does it normally do? It leads people to getting punched with their own hands. Why does this happen? Well, you can see if my hands are up at this height, but they're not connected to my head, if somebody punches and I don't do something like actually parry, my own glove hits me, in that case, right in the eyeball. Oh, that was fun. And we don't want that to happen, because what transpires after that is I get hit in the eye, I kind of start stretching my arms out further, and now I'm wide open for those big hooks that are gonna come looping down the middle. So then we might go, oh, okay, I wanna make an adjustment. And instead of having my hands here, I'm gonna lower them down a little bit. But then you're getting hit in the forehead. Or then you decide I'm gonna clamp my hands right to my head to make a wall, but now my body is far too open and you're getting dropped with liver shots. Oh, maybe it feels like there's no good option. Well, in reality, all of these are good options. We just have to dial in on exactly what works best for you and why we choose these different positions. So number 1, we'll start from low and we'll work our way up. Having our hands completely down. It's not really much of a guard, but this is for the people who are very dynamic and who are not worried about having to defend their head because their head is always moving and their feet are always moving. If you can maintain at least arm's length from your opponent pretty much at all times, then this might be a good position for you. It's also very unorthodox to have punches coming upwards instead of straight in, and you can land on people when they're not expecting it from that very odd angle, almost slipping under to the jaw. But this one here is all dependent on whether you're good on your footwork and you're good on your head movement, and you can combine those 2 together to make yourself very safe. But there is a place to have those hands below hip level. Scooting the hands up a little bit. We just bend at the elbows, and now from here, I don't have to worry so much about my body being entirely open. I can defend the body and come a little bit quicker with the hands. But once again, I'm going to be very reliant on my footwork and my head movement. Very few people can do this unless they close their body off and they're going completely on side kicks and just explosive movements in. Normally karate fighters will do this. This one to me makes a little bit more sense in terms of protection, so you might prefer your hands that little bit higher. But don't be reliant on any actual guard defense for punches. It's just going to be through the legs and the head movement. Now, once we start getting past this point and we start actively lifting the hands above the elbows, now from here, I can completely protect my body, right? Small motions, the shoulders, the arms are going to do everything I need to protect. But once again, at this level, my head is a little bit too open. in my opinion, for reaching up and blocking. Of course, yes, you can still reach and parry and catch, but really you're still going to be having to move those feet a little bit and making sure whenever you punch, you get back out, or you punch and you move your head. You cannot move in and just stop here because the counters are going to be super dangerous. But once again, if you're somebody who's good on the footwork, or you're able to hit and you're very good on leaning back, if you're somebody who can fade back really well, this can still be a good place for you. But if you're a heavyweight, somebody who's bigger, somebody who's a little slower, or more so like myself, where you don't like being very bouncy, then we might even want to go a little bit higher with those hands. And this is where we start to hit my world, where I like to keep my hands. So we start getting up to chin level. Now, when we're going to chin level, we have two options. We either put both hands right to the head, sort of like Mike Tyson used to do, but when I'm doing this, I'm protecting my jaw, but not my forehead. So it's very important that I'm keeping my head in motion. Whereas on this one, I can keep my head a little bit more rigid, and I want to make sure I have one hand further in front than the other. This right here becomes a very, very dangerous jab because it's already halfway to the target, which makes the punch that much quicker to arrive. This one here is going to be the probing jab. It can block any punches up the middle, which might come just by using that palm to catch them. And then I can use this hand to block over here. And if anything comes off to this side, I just reach and parry with the forearm. I like this guard, right? If I want to be a little bit more mobile, I want to kind of find that middle ground between having my hands here and down here. I'm going at this height, just at jaw level, moving around, ready to make those adjustments if I need to, but still actively able to protect the body very well, even without having to change my back position, which we're going to talk about in a moment. Now, as we start taking the hands above this chin level and now up to more around forehead level, we have really closed off a lot of the attacks that are going to be effective at head level. But once I get up here, you can see how open my body is. So it's important to make that adjustment where I go straight back down here and then I kind of curl a little bit more, and it allows me to drop that elbow height in the process. So I'm not feeling completely vulnerable to body level. Now again, once we get to here, you can choose what you want to do with the hands. You can go for that high guard where you lock both hands into your head and you are really shelled up. You can work from here on getting counters off, safely enter without having somebody hit you to the head. Or you can let both hands come off the head slightly. This one from here works well too because I can still parry the shots and I can still catch the shots, and I'm very dynamic on that initial punch. Any of these guards from here all the way up to here are very effective, but it's important for you to realize which one you're strongest in and not try to do all different sorts in a round. I don't want to be going here and then get up to here unless you are already very proficient in one. Lock down one style initially. Decide, okay, I like having my hands around chin level with one hand out, and I'm going to do lots and lots of work here until I'm very confident in my fight style and my fight defense and my offense. So this guard feels really good. Now from there, once I've gone, okay, I'm really good at this, I want to challenge myself in new ways. Now sometimes maybe I transition to here, boom, and I get back to this. This is my safe haven. And I get back to here on the outside. Maybe one day I decide, okay, I'm going to come from here and I'm going to put my hands right up and shell up, get in, move back out, go back to my little safeguard, and then back to there when I want. Get really good at one first, whatever it might be. But we just need to recognize our strengths, our weaknesses, and which of these heights is ideal for us based off the best that we can be on any of those particular heights. This is not something your coach will necessarily tell you. He might just say, hands go here, hands go here. Karate, hands go here. It's up to you sometimes to experiment on your own and make adjustments and feel what really resonates. Let's call it there, everybody. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you back here soon for another episode.